Hold on tight because today's episode is absolutely explosive. From Perez Hilton taking on Blake Lively in federal court, to Travis Kelce's wedding drama, Dwayne "The Rock" receiving a jaw-dropping 15-minute standing ovation, Brooks Nader shaking. Up reality TV and Trump's e-coin making billions overnight, this is the celebrity courtroom and political drama you cannot miss. Stay tuned because everything is about to get wild. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is one of those days where everything seems to collide at once, from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood to the tense drama of the courtroom and the unpredictable twists of political theater, as we dive headfirst into the stories that will dominate your conversations for weeks. First up, we have Travis Kelce, whose love life has captured the public imagination, and for good reason, because finding a best man is never a simple task. And when you combine it with the heightened scrutiny of fame, it becomes a spectacle worthy of prime time television. The Kelce brothers have weighed in, with Jason hoping he gets the honor, but the suspense is palpable as the fans debate who should be chosen as the ultimate confidant for Travis as he prepares for the wedding of his dreams. It is not just about standing by his side in a tuxedo, but about being the witness to one of the most significant moments in his life and understanding the depth of his character. As we peel back the layers of this story, we see the human exclamation point that his loved ones have described a man who brings energy, joy, and positivity wherever he goes. And this is not just hyperbole, but a testament to the way he navigates the dual pressures of public attention and private intimacy. And it leads us to reflect on the rare moments when someone in the public eye manages to stay grounded, while also inspiring those around them to be their best selves. It is an emotional roller coaster to see someone you admire celebrated for qualities that are often invisible behind the flashing cameras and social media feeds. Yet here they are laid bare for everyone to see. It makes us question our own standards of success and happiness, and how relationships and support systems shape the people we become. Next, we pivot to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who has become synonymous with blockbuster success and relentless work ethic. But this time he stunned audiences at the Venice Film Festival by receiving a 15-minute standing ovation, a feat that on the surface seems celebratory. But when you think about the physical strain and the psychological pressure of sustaining that level of attention for so long, it becomes almost surreal. The applause that filled the room was not just for his cinematic achievements, but for the embodiment of perseverance and charisma that he represents in a world where fame can be fleeting and superficial. Recognition is often all that matters. He spoke candidly about the corner his career had placed him in, where financial success and box office dominance became both a shield and a cage, and he revealed his desire to expand into more artistic and meaningful projects, a declaration that resonates with anyone who has felt trapped by the expectations of others while knowing their potential to be more than the sum of their accomplishments. And when he wore his sophisticated glasses, it was more than a fashion statement. It was a symbol of transformation of an icon, redefining himself not through spectacle alone, but through the conscious choice to challenge the narrative that has long been imposed upon him. And this segues perfectly into the reality of Brooks Nader and her family, whose new show on Hulu has taken audiences by storm, drawing comparisons to the Kardashians, but carving out a space uniquely their own. The four sisters range in age from 23 to 28, and each brings a distinct voice, perspective, and authenticity to the screen, from the openly gay sister to the prudish sibling to the unapologetically bold members. The family dynamics are fascinating to watch as they navigate love, career, and personal discovery under the unblinking eye of the public. It is a reminder that reality television, when done well, can illuminate human complexity and emotion and connect with audiences in ways scripted shows sometimes cannot. The family is not paying for endorsements, yet their candid nature has struck a chord, because viewers recognize honesty when they see it, and the conversations about sexuality and identity are not just performative, but reflective of a generation willing to engage with questions of selfhood, identity, and societal expectation. In real time, the drama unfolds not in manufactured fights or forced conflict, but in the natural ebb and flow of family life, punctuated by moments of joy, tension, and revelation. And as we observe these narratives together, it becomes clear that the common thread linking Travis Kelce, The Rock, and the Nader family is resilience, adaptability, and the courage to confront public scrutiny with dignity and humor. And while the stories span sports entertainment and reality television, the lessons they offer are universal. The courage to embrace vulnerability, the power of supportive relationships, and the pursuit of authenticity in a world that often rewards conformity and spectacle. And it is these qualities that make these narratives compelling, emotionally charged, and worthy of discussion. As we prepare to dive even deeper into the unfolding events from Perez Hilton's courtroom battle to the dramatic saga of Laura Owens, the intersection of fame, fortune, and legal intrigue is about to become even more intense, creating a narrative tapestry that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. And now we shift our focus to the electrifying courtroom drama surrounding Perez Hilton, whose name has become synonymous with celebrity news, gossip, and controversy. But today he faces a situation that transcends headlines and ventures into the heart of legal suspense, as he takes on Blake Lively's subpoena in federal court, an event that has captivated fans and legal observers alike. And for good reason, because this is not just a battle over documents, but a test of journalistic integrity, personal courage, and the audacity to stand up against powerful forces in an industry that often seeks to intimidate and silence dissenting voices. Perez Hilton has chosen to represent himself, a decision that might seem reckless to some, but to those who understand the stakes, it is a declaration of defiance, a refusal to be cowed by attorneys armed with fees and strategies designed to overwhelm the individual. And as he prepared for the hearing, he immersed himself in the intricacies of the law, consulting tirelessly with resources like ChatGPT, rehearsing every potential argument and contingency, so that when he entered the courtroom, he would not just appear prepared, but embody the very essence of self-reliance and resilience. The stakes are astronomical because the outcome could set precedents for journalists everywhere, raising questions about source protection, the balance of power between celebrities and the press, and the delicate dance of free expression versus legal accountability. It is a narrative that could easily be the subject of a feature documentary or investigative series, because it combines the raw tension of human determination with the high-stakes theater of the courtroom. And it is here that the emotional resonance becomes palpable, because we witness not just the legal maneuvering, but the personal courage of a man willing to bet everything on principle, knowing that victory is uncertain, yet fighting regardless. And as Perez discussed, on local news, he emphasized the exorbitant costs of legal representation and how representing himself was not merely a financial decision, but an ethical and strategic choice, highlighting the disparity between ordinary citizens and those with wealth and influence, and the way the legal system can be manipulated to create fear and compliance. It is a sobering reminder that even in a society that prides itself on justice access to, it is not evenly distributed, and those who challenge it must often pay a steep price in time, energy, and emotional fortitude. And yet he stands undeterred, embodying a narrative of courage that inspires empathy, admiration, and intense curiosity among viewers and followers who watch every development and speculate on outcomes while understanding the human story at the center. The suspense is heightened because no cameras are allowed in the courtroom, forcing audiences to rely on updates, social media reports, and secondhand accounts, which amplifies the tension and anticipation, making every tweet, every post, a potential revelation or twist in the unfolding drama. And then we have the tangled web of Laura Owens, whose saga intertwines with the themes of deception, manipulation, and the consequences. Of unchecked ambition, she attempted to sue Perez Hilton for harassment, threatened defamation suits worth hundreds of millions, and created a convoluted legal narrative that captivated and outraged audiences in equal measure. But as the story unfolds, through diligent investigation, we see the cracks in her narrative, the inconsistencies in her claims, and the financial mismanagement that has left her family teetering on the brink of bankruptcy, despite previously perceived wealth. And the attempts to weaponize restraining orders and manipulate the legal system reveal a pattern of behavior that is at once shocking and fascinating, as it challenges notions of accountability and responsibility, while highlighting the emotional and financial toll on those involved, from Clayton Eart to Mike Maruccini and others caught in the whirlwind of legal maneuvering and personal drama. The story is both cautionary and compelling, as it exposes the lengths to which some will go to fabricate reality, distort perception, and seek advantage. And yet within this chaos emerges a narrative of justice, perseverance, and exposure. Because the truth behind falsified pregnancies, doctored ultrasounds, and exploitative fundraising campaigns eventually comes to light, reinforcing the idea that resilience and determination in the face of deception can prevail. And as we weave together the threads of Perez Hilton's courtroom battle and Laura Owens' legal misadventures, the narrative gains momentum, building suspense and emotional intensity, because these are not isolated incidents, but interconnected tales of power, influence, and human tenacity. where the audience is drawn into a vortex of empathy, curiosity, and anticipation for the next development. And every update becomes a pivotal moment in a story that is as much about legal intricacies as it is about personal courage, moral dilemmas, and the capacity for ordinary individuals to challenge extraordinary circumstances, making it a saga that will resonate long after the headlines fade. Shifting gears now, we move into the bewildering and sensational world of politics and finance, where former President Trump's latest venture into the realm of cryptocurrency has ignited a firestorm of speculation, fascination, and controversy. Because the release of his new e-coin has already amassed billions of dollars in value and has captivated investors, observers, and critics alike who struggle to comprehend how such a meteoric rise could occur in such a short span of time. And while some attribute this to the magnetic power of his personal brand, others point to the underlying mechanics of the crypto market, the interplay of hype speculation and digital innovation that fuels these rapid escalations. And yet at the heart of it lies a broader societal implication, a reminder of how influence, fame, and public perception can be converted into tangible financial power almost overnight. And it prompts questions about regulatory oversight, market fairness, and the accessibility of such wealth creation to ordinary citizens. While the headlines focus on the astronomical figures and the audacious claims of success, the human element is equally compelling because it speaks to the allure of instant prosperity, the psychological grip of participating in a phenomenon that promises rapid transformation, and the seductive pull of aligning oneself with a figure whose notoriety is matched only by their audacity. And as we observe the public's reaction ranging from awe to skepticism, we see a microcosm of the broader tension between aspiration and reality, between the desire to achieve greatness and the need to remain grounded in fact and context. It is in these moments that society collectively negotiates its values, ambitions, and fears. The e-coin phenomenon is not merely a financial story, but a cultural event, a commentary on trust, influence, and the power of narrative to mobilize entire communities of people into believing in possibilities that may or may not be fully attainable. And this naturally dovetails into the realm of conspiracy theories and psychic predictions that have surfaced in tandem with the Oval Office announcements, creating a layer of intrigue and emotional intensity, because citizens and observers alike speculate on the unseen forces shaping decisions, policies, and the future of governance. And while some of these ideas may be far-fetched, the fervor with which they are discussed illuminates the deep human desire to make sense of uncertainty, to find patterns, meaning, and agency in a world that often feels chaotic, uncontrollable. And it is here that the narrative tension escalates, because the intersection of celebrity influence, political authority, and financial speculation creates a vortex where emotion, curiosity, and anticipation collide, generating a compelling story arc that is impossible to ignore. The human psyche responds to risk, reward, and social validation in ways that amplify drama, intensity, and engagement. And when this is compounded by the immediacy and reach of social media, the feedback loops become almost cinematic in scale and scope. Every tweet, post, and comment becomes a pulse in the collective narrative. Every reaction a spark in the unfolding story of power, influence, and consequence. And weaving this together with our earlier narratives of Perez Hilton, Travis Kelce, Dwayne "The Rock," and Brooks Nader, we begin to see a pattern emerge, a thematic continuity grounded in resilience, ambition, courage, and the human yearning for recognition, validation, and justice across diverse domains, from the glitzy veneer of Hollywood to the austere halls of justice, to the unpredictable turbulence of financial speculation and political theater. Each story embodies conflict resolution, triumph, vulnerability, and exposure. And yet, what is most compelling is not the superficial drama itself, but the emotional resonance. It evokes the shared human experience of confronting challenges, negotiating identity, and striving to assert agency within larger systems of influence and power. It is this emotional core that transforms disparate events into a cohesive tapestry of suspense, intrigue, and reflection. And as the audience follows along, they are not merely observers, but participants emotionally invested in outcomes, analyzing motives, judging actions, and anticipating consequences. And this is the essence of a successful narrative in the age of digital media, because it combines immediacy, spectacle, and human drama into a format that educates, entertains, and evokes empathy simultaneously. And as we conclude this segment, the tension continues to build because the next act in this unfolding saga promises further revelations, shocks, and emotional moments that will challenge assumptions, expand perspectives, and leave audiences on the edge of their seats, eager for every update, development, and twist in a story that is as much about the human condition as it is about fame, fortune, and the relentless pursuit of significance. And whether it is through a standing ovation, a courtroom showdown, a family reality series, or a financial phenomenon, the unifying thread remains the extraordinary display of courage, resilience, and ambition that defines these individuals and shapes the world around them. And this continuous interplay of influence, action, consequence, and perception is what makes these stories irresistible and transformative. As we move forward into the final act, we will explore the ramifications of these events and the lessons they offer for ordinary citizens navigating an increasingly complex world. As we reach the conclusion of today's whirlwind journey through celebrity drama, legal showdowns, and political intrigue, it becomes clear that what unites all these seemingly disparate stories is the universal human struggle for recognition, agency, and justice from Travis Kelce, navigating the complexities of love and family dynamics, to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, redefining his career and identity in the public eye, to Brooks Nader and her sisters boldly sharing their lives and perspectives on reality television, to Perez Hilton, standing firm against powerful forces in the courtroom, to Laura Owens, whose legal maneuvers expose the dark intersections of ambition, deception, and financial desperation, and even extending to the dizzying spectacle of Trump's e-coin launch and the swirling speculation and conspiracy theories that accompany it. Each narrative exemplifies courage, resilience, and the pursuit of authenticity in a world rife with scrutiny, pressure, and expectation. And as viewers, we are drawn into these stories not merely for entertainment, but because they mirror the challenges and aspirations we face in our own lives, the tension between public perception and private reality, the quest for justice in the face of adversity, the delicate balance of risk and reward, and the enduring human desire to leave a mark on the world. These themes resonate deeply, compelling us to reflect on our values, choices, and responses when confronted with extraordinary circumstances. And while the specific details of celebrity fame, politics, and financial speculation may seem distant from our everyday experiences, the emotional truths they reveal are universal, reminding us of the power of resilience, the importance of integrity, the necessity of courage, and the impact of supportive relationships in shaping outcomes. And as we anticipate the next developments in these stories, we do so with heightened awareness, appreciation, and curiosity, eager to witness how these complex threads of human drama will continue to intertwine, evolve, and unfold, leaving lasting impressions and valuable lessons for all who follow along. And in that sense, the conclusion is not an end, but a threshold, a moment to pause, reflect, and prepare for what comes next in the ever-unfolding tapestry of human ambition, emotion, and consequence.